she'll get 2 shots at this, as will the men tonight, and we'll explain that as the night goes on.
First vault for her, very nice. Yushchenko layout, front half. Now, the way she actually performs this is the best I have ever seen technically. The timing of the half turn is perfect. She does a clean half turn here and a proper layout front. Many gymnasts turn early on this, but not Prajunova. Pulls that layout around, small bend of the legs.
And indeed planted it very well. Now, if she can improve on that, you'd expect she's going to be very well placed.
Second vault, handspring front in a layout position. Well, that's a very ambitious vault. It's a 10-0 start score and extremely difficult. She has to really pull that rotation around hard, just comes short by a whisker.
And a 9.437. And her first attempt at the vault.
Katerina's a particularly dynamic performer, only 13 years of age. And starts with a handspring front in pike position. Well done. It has a starting score of 9.8. Powerful run. Has to have full extension on the horse. She does. Pulls it around strongly and a really good landing.
And Katerina captured gold in both the vault and the bars at the 1996 Australian Juniors. So fair to say that this is one of her pet events. And that's not a bad start for her.
Now, the second vault, she has to choose it from a different family of vaults, so she can't have that same front entry into the horse. And she chooses a Sugihara-style vault. That's a half turn onto the horse and a backward somersault in pike position from the horse.
Katerina Freketic. It's very elegant, isn't it? From the moment she hits that beat board, neat lines, just a little apart with the toes there, but hit it pretty well.
Unfortunately, this particular vault doesn't have a very high start score, so although she's performed it quite well, the finishing score she gets for it won't be so high.
And indeed a 9.4.
That's the average of the 2 vaults for Katerina today.
Vault from the USA.
And there she goes, Yushchenko, 1.5 twist. A few form breaks in that particular vault. Ideally, the hips should be completely stretched throughout the flight and the knees straight. And we'll see here that she has some small errors, a little bit bent in the hips, knees okay, and of course a rather large landing deduction. However, it is a 10-0 start score, so that stand her in good stead.
She finished 3rd in the all-around on day 1. So she's had plenty of activity over the last couple of days.
And second vault, handspring front in tuck position. Once again, a slightly lower start score for her second vault. In fact, the start score for this vault is a 9.7. And handles it pretty well. Just not quite ready for the landing.
Andre Pickens moves away from the vault, where she's earned herself a 9.55, which is a very respectable score. Now, Mirella Zugerlin is going to have her attempt at the vault, and the little Romanian will know exactly what she's up against, with Andre just leaving the vault herself.
And she chooses a Sugihara-style entry onto the horse. That's a half turn. Then she does another half turn and a front layout out of that. So that's a difficult vault to do. 2 half turns. Here's one. There's the second one, and a front layout off the horse. Pretty hard to keep the rotation going. And She just runs a bit short at the finish.
And her second attempt now. Works hard and not quite sticking it, but it looked okay through the air.
Yes, this time she actually came onto the horse from the round off on the board, so she has more speed and able to pick up extra rotation and therefore much better form in the air. So there's the same vault in the post flight from a different entry point. Pretty good height, better body position, and definitely a better landing.
A 9.6 for Zugerlin, who will now have a much better idea about where she's going to finish in the rank. Won the all-around competition on day one, and her attempt at the uneven bars.
She was actually world champion earlier this year in San Juan, Puerto Rico on this apparatus. And she opens with a pair of hop fulls to an immediate delta, very high and straight to handstand on the low bar. Very confident worker. Double out, full twist out. Well, that routine's got everything in it. Pirouettes, release. There's one of those hop fulls. Straight into the Delchev, and very nice up to the handstand on the low bar. And here's that double out, full twist out. Very little to deduct from, and a 9.875 to prove that.
Great all around was Oksana Lipina from Russia, who now makes her attempt at the uneven bars.
Lipina particularly strong on this event. Body line's very good. There's a front giant, full pirouette into eagle grip. 2 eagle grip giants and a high piked Jaeger. Swings down to the low bar in what's called a pack salto. And dismounting cleanly, double salto with full twist. So Lipina once again, very clean bar routine.
It's very clean and very graceful indeed, but it's going to take an excellent score here because Pascoon, remember, a 9.875, just ever so slightly wayward on the landing there, and a 9.8 wasn't that so close. She's given it a real shake, but not quite there, and so she's going to have to. And she now has her try at the uneven bars.
And opening with a nice high release to the high bar. Full pirouette into a Tkachev and immediate ginger. That's so difficult to do. Uprise to handstand. And once again, choosing that popular dismount, double back, full twist. Pickens really showing this fantastic combination, catches it full stretch from the Tkachev and straight into the ginger. Very few gymnasts have enough swing to be able to complete those 2 elements in succession.
So the chase is on for Pascoon's 9.875, and Pickens has really given it a shake here.
And here comes the dismount, sets it up well. She's got the speed to go first, right up above the bar, knees tight together.
And we wait to see with a 9.825. I think with a quick calculation, that means that she's 0.05 off the pace from Sandra Marinescu, as you can hear over the PA behind us from Romania on the beam. And that is what you would call one of the relatively simple mounts.
Yes, she starts with a press to handstand. Sometimes it's a good idea to get up without putting too much difficulty in, because they can concentrate on the routine to come. And this routine has plenty of difficulty. Starts with a flip, full twist, controls it pretty well. Here's another series. Flip, lay out, and flip. Technically very good on this piece of apparatus. And a very neat side salto. That's her mixed series. Finishing with a double tuck, strong landing. And that's a good routine from Marinescu. She really is excellent on this piece of apparatus. And here comes her series. 2 layouts in succession and continues through to finish with another flip. So 4 elements in a row.
Really given herself here an excellent chance of adding to a long list of achievements, including a little earlier this year at the 1996 Junior European Championships, first in the all-round. And here, as I said, a very good opportunity for a medal with a 9.725 on the beam.
Ruth was a semi-finalist on this apparatus at the 1996 World Championships in Puerto Rico, and it really is her specialty.
Notwithstanding that, I'd imagine in front of this very big crowd at the entertainment centre, the nerves would be jangling.
Yes, but they have to put that behind them. She opens with a very clean, full twisting Corbett salto. And here's her main series. Flip, lay out, very solid. Ruth has a special style of her own. She uses her rhythm and tempo to maximum use. And here comes another series. Flip, lay out, flip. Oh, she's missed that badly. And I think she's mistimed out of that layout, and that's so disappointing for her. We can see it in her face. The shame of it all is she warmed it up beautifully.
And her loss of points there?
0.5 plus the value of the actual bonus points in the series. Such a dreadful feeling, but she has to continue.
Very young, all these competitors, aren't they? It takes great mental toughness, and she sticks the finish very nicely. Well done, Ruth.
Yes, well, a shame for Ruth, because I'm sure she was hoping for a medal today. Here we have her series here. Flip, lay out. No problems there at all. Let's have a look what happens here. There's the first flip. Layout looks okay, but she just collapses in a handstand in the last flip, and she can't save it. And dismounts steady, so not much wrong with it apart from that fall.
Yes, what a shame. And the points deducted have brought her back to 8.95 in pursuit of Marinescu's 9.7.
Now here's a girl who has a big program on the beam. Very good on front elements, and she mounts with a front summy into an immediate jump. She's so confident on this apparatus. Another front somersault, straight into a jump. Hard to connect those 2 elements. Series, flip, Corbett. Concentrating hard, a piked front with a half turn out. Nobody else in the world can do that skill. In fact, that skill is actually named after her.
It's a great accolade, isn't it, to have a movement named after yourself?
Yes, if you've done it at world level, it will be named after you if you've done it for the first time. Here comes the dismount. Wow, double front, tuck position. And she's stuck that so well. Most difficult to do. It's a blind landing. And this beam routine is something special. And there's that tucked front into the immediate, what's called a wolf jump. Let's have a look at this dismount. She sets it way up, beautiful position, and just sticks it clean.
A bronze medal in the vault for Projanova. Look at that for a score, 9-9. And she'll sit down and feel very, very pleased with herself.
Lipina certainly is capable of producing a 9.9 to match Projanova. And she starts with flip, layout, flip, layout. These girls are really solid. Reverse full turn. Actually looks easier than it is. And a very nice movement there. That's got an E rating. That's the most difficult a movement can be rated at. And those swings. Change leap into that wolf jump. Dismount, double tuck, takes a step backwards, and that step might just be what keeps her out of that gold medal position. Here we have her series. Perfect technique.
And with a 9-7, not quite up to Projanova's 9-9. An excellent routine, though. And Lipina is right in there among. On the beam, is now on the floor.
And Lipina has contested 4 finals tonight, so she really has had her work cut out for her. Opening with a piked full in, back out. Second line, whip, 2.5 twists straight outside the floor area. That's a 1/10 deduction, plus the step, of course. Front full, piked front. Last line, triple twist. Steady routine, considering that's her 8th in 2 days.
Yes, very elegant from Lipina. I'll tell you what, if she gets a medal here, it will be one magnificent performance, because she already has medals in the vault, the bars and the beam. She was second in the all-round on the first day of competition, so she's having a great time. Bound to be, you'd imagine, a little tired.
Yes, it certainly does play on them. But she seems to have handled it well. Here's a triple twist, legs crossed a little bit on the landing. That's only a small deduction, and a lovely finishing position.
We wait on the score at 9.6. Rock solid for Lipina at the start of the floor activities. Now,
The Spoon is a strong tumbler. One of her favourite apparatus. And starts with 2.5 twists to a layout front. hours of ballet training go into these girls' programs on a daily basis. Triple twist. And a triple turn there, added in for the extra difficulty requirements needed for this competition 3, which is the Apparatus finals. And finishing with a 1.5 twist forwards in her final line.
And finishing with great drama as well. Splendid performance from Piscoon. Keep in mind, she took the gold medal on the bars. She took out the first placing in the all-around event on day 1. And look at that for some bounce and height.
And that's the 2.5 twist into a layout front. So hard to keep the rotation going. And she does it so very well. And here, handspring, fly spring, 1.5 twist. So Piscoon, 9.625. That's going to be hard to beat today.
Well, it's just marginally ahead of Lupino on 9.6. Bruce on the floor.
Triple twist, a couple of steps backwards on the landing. Crowd right behind her. Front layout, front full twist. Many more girls showing that combination now. And another front combination. Finishing with a 2.5 twist, so all of her tumbling lines being with twisting elements.
Had something of a cheeky element, didn't it, from Poloskova? She really played it up, and as you said, the crowd got behind her.
And that's very important because the judges certainly will be feeling the same thing as the crowd did. And this is her back tumbling element. 2.5 twist. That's got a rating of D.
And with a 9.55, Poloskova is right up there amongst the leaders. And we have